I did my first commercial grafting in 1981, so this is my 40th season as a commercial grafter. Before that, I had grafted in the orchards here in Washington, and the first grafting I did was in 1974. That had been a hard winter, the winter before, a lot of snow, so there was quite a lot of mouse damage in the orchards, and I spent some time that following spring of 74 bridge grafting over mouse damage in Royal City, Washington. So I've been at it for a while. Grafting cherries requires large sign wood, so we use these electric clippers when we're cutting the wood for cherries. We don't use them on apples. Apple wood is soft and small, so we just use hand shears for that. But for the larger cherry wood, these electric clippers come in pretty handy.
You should have way more wood than we need because we're not only getting 2 out of each one, we're getting 3 out of 90% of them probably. I'm going to set the camera up here and cut some wood and show what it's yielding. My battery just died. Anyway, yeah, we're getting two grafts per whip, and 90% of the time we're getting 3. So we should have about, at that rate, there should be about 75,000 grafts, and we only need 44, and 44,800, I think. But we're running short. It looks like we're running short on wood. We're getting not only 2 per whip, but 3 per whip most of the time. If we only got 2, that would be more than enough wood if they had 25,000, but I think somebody miscalculated. I don't think they have 25,000 whips. And I'll show you what it's yielding. Yeah, I'm still going. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3. We're getting 3 most of the time. Sometimes only 2, but most of the time it's 3. 3. 1, 2, 3.
Linda, listen, Linda.
Listen, Linda. Linda, listen. Listen, Linda. Linda, listen. Are you listening? Linda, listen. ¿Dónde necesita bolsa de palitos? ¿Arriba, media o abajo? ¿No necesitas allá? No? Media? Okay. Okay, come talk to me at break time. I have some information. Okay, thank you. You can see every other row has this tree that we will be grafting some kind of pollinizer onto. When you look this direction, it's every other tree. Plus, we have these trees that are in the middle, and every other row are in the middle of the spacing here. And we'll be grafting a different pollinizer on these. Plus, they're going to plant yet a third pollinizer out here. So the Benton cherry blooms over such a long period of time that one pollinizer finishes blooming before the job is actually done. That's what they think. I don't know about that. My bee man tells me that the bees pretty much do their job in one day. So I don't know. I guess maybe they choose which day they want to work. I'm not sure how the bee union operates. Do you have any thoughts on that? This is well, I would say that's 1/2 inch. This is This is 1 inch. Let me get the light right for you here. Yeah, this is absolutely 1 inch for sure. Seems to have no problem with that. I'm really impressed with these little shears. And then they're lightweight. It's a small battery, and you're not tethered. And they just do a great job, and they will do that great job for 6 hours or 3 hours per battery. Yeah. So there you go. I don't know if that's useful to you or not, but it's useful to me. And I'm glad to know that I can do the same job for $200 that I've been doing for $2,000. Miles and miles and miles of trees. Grafted trees. 4 grafts on each one. And we got to come back and do the pollinizers. It's supposed to be, well, I'm told there's 11,250 trees out here, but I have to count them because farmers can't count. They never know how many trees they have. It usually comes out in their favor if I count them. If I went by their count, I would, I'd always gain several trees, but I wouldn't do that. So, to be fair to both of us, I get an accurate count. Sometimes they just take number of trees per acre, 340 trees per acre times 31 point whatever it is. But sometimes there's trees missing, and I'll actually get an accurate count, and only charge them for what I do. We don't charge for the dead ones. Okay, I gotta go cut some wood. I'm out here walking these rows, inspecting the trees. And there's 2 trouble spots. 2 things we look for is the missing caps, and this little spot right up under there. I don't know if I've got that frame or not, but right there's a pocket that didn't get any paint. They always miss that place on the bottom, and that can't happen. We have to put some paint in there. So I'm inspecting these trees, and I'm painting those trouble spots, and I'm looking for caps, and I found 9 of these little tips that were missed. 9 in 2 rows, and that's 9 grafts that would have died, and that's unacceptable. So I'm out here doing this because if I have them go through and do it, they miss it the first time, they'll miss it the second time. You can just never expect the people who are not on your payroll to be as conscientious as the ones you're signing their check. So we're doing it. Todd and I are out here inspecting every single tree, and all the 11,200. We will inspect every single one, and we'll make sure that every one of these little tips are painted. And back in the summer, I had them wrap this twine around the suckers that were growing up so the wind wouldn't break them out. And they kind of bundled them and tied them. And I was doing a tree a while ago, and I somehow got both feet in that loop. And I tripped, and one foot hung, and I went to step with the other one, and it was hung too. And I went down, face down, and I did a face plant, and I landed on this bucket and squished it flat, because I'm kind of a plus size girl. But anyway, yeah, I found 11 caps so far in 3 rows, and that's not good, but we're taking care of it, so it'll be okay. And we know we're gonna make them all grow. We want them all to grow. They won't all grow, but if they don't, it's not going to be because of shoddy workmanship. we're gonna inspect these trees and make sure they're right. Well, what we're doing today, Todd and I are walking this entire 31 acres, and we're walking every single row, and we're inspecting every single tree out here, all 11,000 of them. Well, there's more than that, but we're looking for these checking these tips, make sure every one of them has paint. Because if they don't, they will die. So my name's on this job, and I have to go make sure that every one of them is right. Oh, it's a fun job. Get my exercise today, walking these rows.
We had been having really nice weather, and then one morning we went to work, and I think it was below 30 degrees. At 11 o'clock, I think it was still 30 degrees on this particular day. But you know, it's a short season. You have to cram a year's worth of work into about 6 weeks. So that's what we do. We just go, no matter what. The tape's brittle when it's so cold, breaks a lot, makes it kind of difficult to tape the grafts. But they have to be taped to support the graft as well as keep the seal, the paint that we use to keep it out of the cambium layer. Well, that fat old guy taping behind Jorge here in this first row, he's 69 years old, and I don't know why he's still out here doing this work. I don't know when is it work ethic and when is it stubborn Southern pride. Just have to show you can still do it. Have to prove to yourself you can still do it, I guess. I don't know. My cousin says it's all the same. Southern pride and work ethic. He said there's no difference. I don't know. All I know is it was bitter cold on the fingers that day. A few years back, there's a gentleman who lives on the other side of the mountains. Well, if you know Washington State at all, he lives on the other side of Puget Sound, actually. Saw one of my grafting videos, and it happened to be at a place, an orchard, where he grew up here in eastern Washington. So he contacted me, and we just got acquainted and became fast friends. And his folks are from Arkansas, and my folks were from back in that country too. And so we started talking and found out we might even be some kind of shirt tail relation. But small world. Anyway, he asked if he could come and work on my crew. And he came and helped us for 2 weeks, just out of the kindness of his heart. He knew we'd had a tough couple of years. Last year was really bad. The year before wasn't very good either. We just didn't have much work. So he volunteered to come and help us, and he wouldn't take any money. I tried to pay him, and of course I tried to pay him because I just didn't feel right about him working for nothing, but he absolutely refused. He just did it to help us out. But he did say it looks a lot easier in the videos. The understock here, or in other words, the apples that we're grafting over, are called a pizzazz. It's a pretty good apple, but the marketers are saying that it doesn't taste the same grown here in Washington as it does in Michigan where it originated. You know, there's just different climate and soil types. So we're grafting it over into Honeycrisp. Honeycrisp is a really good apple. There's another one called Evercrisp. If you get a chance to try it, it's a good apple also. Well, here's the view from my office today. Beautiful, isn't it? Wait a minute, what was that? Well, that looks like old Wayland's place over there. The standard instructions is when you're painting these trees is to paint over all the white tape. So when I told Noah to cover all the tape, I came back to check on him, and here's what he was doing. He was covering the tape. And the bottom too. He did exactly what I told him to do. He covered all the tape. Hey, a friend of mine is maintaining saws for me during grafting season because, you know, we try to blow these things out daily and wash the filters and really try to take care of them. And I just don't want to work another 2 hours after a 10-hour day in the field. So my friend has agreed to maintain these saws for me. I can just, one goes down, I drop it off and pick up another one. He's got 4 of them ready to go here for me. He'll see this post. You know, he didn't claim to be a logger or anything. He's just real good with small engines, and I'm grateful to have him doing this. But I got to kind of give him a hard time too, because my question for you guys is, I wonder how these two here, how well they're going to cut. His teeth are pretty sharp on one side, this side, but not the other side. I don't know, what do you guys think? Oh, it is a beautiful day in the neighborhood. And the task before me is to cut these trees down, do the final cut for grafting. They've been pre-cut, but I have to go back in and make that final cut, make those decisions, and structure that tree. And there's 3,500 of them out here. Wonder how far I'll get today. Well, there's my little grafting crew out there just getting after it. And in those trees back there behind the orchard, there's about 60 great blue herons nesting back there. Cousin Rich went up there yesterday and went through the fence and deer fence and got up there and got a picture. I'm gonna try and get up there later today. I bet that's quite a sight to see. They're all nested about 3 or 4 trees. And every once in a while, a whole flock of them take off and they go to the river and go fishing. And then they come back up there and settle in those trees. It's quite a sight. Well, I gotta take pictures of some wood. Man, I hate getting twine in my saw. Well, I'd just about rather take one of Mama's whoopings than to get twine in my saw. Oh, and it's out here. When these trees are in production, they tie the limbs up with baling twine, and boy, a piece of that'll just ruin your whole day. Well, I had to go deeper than I wanted to go, but there it is. That little thing right there will just mess with your chi, man. Your karma will be all messed up and everything. Planets will be misaligned. It's just awful. See, this is what you look like when you retire. So that's why I just keep working. This is fast becoming my favorite knife for bark grafting. My grafter friend in New Zealand made this for me. And you see the bow tie on there. And he's engraved the impala on the handle. Pretty cool, huh? And I can't remember what kind of wood this is. If you could, Mike, if you see this, comment and put in the comments what this wood is. I'm sure it's a special New Zealand wood, but it's really pretty. Anyway, yeah, becoming my go-to knife for grafting, bark grafting apple trees. Oh, 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 oh. Good morning, world. What a beautiful day here in the Wenatchee Valley in the great state of Washington. Watching the sun come up. I'm going to be chainsawing today. And these are long rows. They go all the way to that dirt road down there. And it's a steep hillside. Well, I can't wait. Let me at 'em. Jump back. Have a good day, y'all. Hey, you know what? Y'all see that green building up there, that shed? Where is it? Right there. On that ridge over there. Parked inside that shed is a 1940 something big old Dodge Power Wagon. Yeah, I know where this stuff is around here.